Welcome back to the latest installment of the Belmont Record Shop Record Review. We're called Belmont Record Shop. We're a mail order dealer of phonograph records. You can find us on the site called Discogs.com under Belmont Record Shop CT. First record I'm going to talk about here is by Quicksilver, formerly Quicksilver Messenger Service. San Francisco group from the late '60s, best known for being one of the big groups of the Haight-Ashbury era. By this point, this album is called "Comin' Thru," and it was issued in 1972. It's actually the final record they made before they split, and it's a record that just doesn't get much attention. In fact, the band themselves must have not, or their record label must have not held it in high regard, because there was nothing from it included on their 2 LP anthology that came out on Capitol. But it's an album that's really not too bad. I guess the group Quicksilver, the fans fall into two camps. It's the original group that had David Freiberg on lead vocals and John Cipollina, or Cipollina, however he pronounces his name, the late guitarist. And then there's the group was taken over more or less by Dino Valenti, who had been an original member of the group. And Dino got busted for pot prior to the Quicksilver getting into the studio. So he was in the slams when they made their first record, and he got out in '68, I think, and put out a really good album on Epic that's kind of obscure. But he rejoined the Quicksilver in 1970, and they had probably their biggest hit, which was Fresh Air. And some people don't like his voice. It's kind of nasal. It's been described as being nasal. But I like him. I mean, I like both, additions of the group. And so this is one album, I don't know why. I used to see it in the places like Corvettes and stuff that used to be, department stores. I just never bought it for some reason. I finally bought it. And it has horns on it, so I mean, if you're not into that, it might turn you off. It's sort of Electric Flag-ish in spots, but there's some good stuff on it. I would say the best things on it are the song called "Doing Time in the USA," which is obviously Dino's take on his prison time. Then there's a thing called "Changes," which is really good. And also Don't Lose It. All those three being really top notch. And there's a couple of clinkers on it, but overall it's an album that, if you like Quicksilver, if you like the Dino era Quicksilver, you might want to get this record, because I think it's pretty good. It's not, I don't think it's on CD in America. It did come out on the label called BGO out of the UK, and I don't even know if it's in print anymore, but you can usually find this thing around for $5-6. And at this point the group was Dino Valenti, Gary Duncan, Mark Ryan, and also the original drummer Greg Elmore, and then there was a guy named Chuck Stakes on keyboards. And it was pretty much this lineup of the group that you see in the movie The Final Days of the Fillmore. So it's sort of the end of an era, when this record came out, kind of similar to the Airplanes, Jefferson Airplanes, Long John Silver. It was just basically an era where all these groups from the Haight-Ashbury era were starting to sort of fold. Unfortunately, the Grateful Dead really should have bagged it around this time too, in my opinion, but they, of course, hung around for eternity. But this is called "Comin' Thru," Quicksilver, Capitol Records, 1972, And out of, if I'm going to give this, like 1 out of 5, I would give this 3. And it's a record that you might like. And I'll see you